Amazon and MGM closed $8.5 billion merger. I was originally going to skip this, but then I was browsing Instagram, as one is wont to do and shouldn't do that often. And Michaela Peterson just happened to post about this, but said very interesting about it. She's like, hard to believe this started off as a book, like an online bookstore.
I know.
And they just, and like they're talking about like how they felt like this library was like, they felt like, I think we overpaid.
Fair, a lot of bookstores sell DVDs. So
yes,
they do.
Almost a connection.
Well, they call Amazon Prime the greatest customer retention model ever. Like, do I really need Amazon Prime? Like, maybe at one point you want to buy stuff, but you don't want to watch TV. But the next day you want to watch TV. You don't want to buy stuff. Now you got both.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I say this because I'm going through an Amazon Prime phase right now because I'm watching a lot of Monk.
Well,
Monk is
I
on
love
Amazon.
Monk. Monk is so good. But like, also, I think Amazon is funny because it's like, no, you don't need to go anywhere else. There's no reason to leave. And like you know, people will be like, oh, box stores like Target or Walmart are bad. And it's like, that's just a virtual box store. They have literally everything. It's like half box store, half cold.
It's basically
how do you live life, and like how much content exists around like, look at this cool Amazon find that you definitely need in your life. And you're like, I do need that.
I know they advertise me a portable washing machine. A portable washing
like a
machine.
dishwasher or like a washing machine?
No, it's a washing machine. You put your clothes in it.
We had like when I managed an apartment complex, there was somebody who had like their own portable washing machine they jacked in.
My brother's renovating his house and his kitchen doesn't have a dishwasher, and like he's very seriously considering getting a like countertop dishwasher because he's only one person and it'll work out. And like, you know where you can get this? Off Amazon, because you can get everything off Amazon. There are obviously connotations, like they're not always good to the vendors and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm honestly not surprised that they're now like, and now we're a movie studio, so you never have to leave the island.
I read an interesting article a while back. I wish I had thought about it before we did this, about like, isn't it interesting that these tech companies are buying up like movie studios and something? Eventually everything will just be owned by Megacorp 1 and Megacorp 2.
Yeah.
You'll just have to pick one.
It'll be interesting to see how antitrust law eventually comes.
They get into this a little bit here, but I do find it interesting because like $8.5 billion was said to be a little steep, but merely a drop in the bucket for the Jeff Bezos gazillion-dollar company. So it says Amazon Prime said Thursday that their $8.5 billion deal has closed. The storied, nearly century-old studio with more than 4,000 films and titles. Wow. That's 17,000 TV episodes and 180 Academy Awards and 100 Emmys is now part of Amazon. They're referring to MGM here. So it says, and will complement Prime Video and Amazon Studios work in developing delivering a diverse offering of entertainment choices to customers. Amazon said during its announcement. Amazon is the one who did Reacher. Reacher is my favorite show of the last year. Amazon Studios and streaming service Amazon and Prime Video are led by Amazon's Mike Hopkins. No news on management structure in terms of how the two studios will fit together. As an Amazon spokesperson said, the digital giant is planning to make offers and welcome all MGM current employees. I have a feeling there will be cuts. Very likely.
I don't know. I mean, like Amazon is, I mean, probably there will be, and there's always some kind of restructuring just to make things work together. But like I feel like they were just, because they're just like buying more. Like if they're expanding, they don't necessarily have to cut a ton of people, right?
In terms of production, Amazon is excited by MGM's slate and doesn't anticipate changes in release dates or projects that are in progress. That's good news, or at least that's heartening news. Amazon is not planning to make all MGM content exclusive to Prime Video. That's cool too. You'd think they would, but maybe they find, I guess they see it as alternative revenue to put it on other platforms. I'm always surprised by what's like the number one thing you're buying really when you're buying MGM is you're buying James Bond. James Bond is that's their big heavy hitter. They own a lot of movies that you've seen, but those have limited resale value. As far as, I guess, if you want to develop past movies into modern franchises, that's a very popular thing to do right now. But James Bond is what you think of when you think of MGM Studios. So they said there are no plans to make changes to the Bond franchise. And as we know, we discussed this the other day, that they're going to have to cast a new Bond sooner or later. And then we go down here. It says earlier this week, Amazon won unconditional EU antitrust approval from their merger when the European Commission decided it wouldn't pose competition concerns in Europe. And then it says this morning news means the U.S. Federal Trade Commission declined, as expected, to sue to block the merger or impose conditions on the historic deal, which comes just as the mega combo of Warner Media and Discovery gets set to close their deal in April. The FTC deadline passed overnight, so it looks like they're home free in that respect. So it says, you'd think they would want to look closer. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I could, even just due diligence. I guess I'd want to see the statement where they decline. Do they just decline and that's it, or do they say like, based on these points, you decided it's not necessary to investigate? Yeah. I'd be curious about that. Or they did due diligence and they're just that's how far they made it. Because it is sort of like with trust or like stuff to prevent monopolies or antitrust. Like it is kind of interesting because Amazon is actually a very diverse company and all the things that they do. So like theoretically, they are not actually. Yep. I don't know. It's very strange. So it says Amazon said last month that over 200 million Amazon Prime members worldwide stream shows and movies on Amazon Prime in 2021. I believe it's like 350 million on Netflix, I believe is the number, or something close to that. But just imagine that. This is done as like this is just a very, very expensive, very, very popular passion project at this point. Mm-hmm. The Amazon Prime now. I don't mean to throw shade, but somebody please revamp the app. Make the operating interface something other than what it is. Crazy because they don't even need to. They don't need to use it. You'll still use it. What is it like? I hate it. It's really bad. It's really bad. It's really bad. Like I don't know what's new. It says for you, and then I'm like cool, and then when I hit all the way to the end of the list, it won't go back like how Netflix does. I don't know. It's like it feels like they could like just hire the guy from Netflix. Nope, they don't have to. They don't have to. They're like you click on I click on Monk. I didn't click on Monk. I clicked on Monk season 5. I don't want Monk season 5. Why can't I just click on Monk and then get all the seasons of Monk underneath? Nope. No, they tell you no. No, they said pay more money. No, you have them. They just, for some reason, season 5 is in this list, but not the whole show, which makes no sense. I'm frustrated, but I'm still going to use it because they've got so much. I wonder if it's like a problem that they know about, and they're like, we actually have no idea how to solve this. It's so complicated in our infrastructure. Mm-hmm. We've built too much around this other. I mean, it's worth keeping Amazon Prime just for. I've heard coders say like if there's a bug and they don't solve it immediately, they'll code into the bug, and the bug will be there forever. And it's like Amazon developed so quickly, they were like, we're going to fix that at some point, and now they're like, we don't even know how to fix it. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, because, there's a lot of websites. Sorry, I keep on saying there's a lot of websites that have it. I'm not going to say it. That have what? Like have those bugs where they build on top of it and it's hard to fix it later. But sooner or later it'll get fixed. Yep. So it says founder Jeff Bezos announced the deal, said it was driven by IP. That's what all of these things are about. It's all about purchasing IP. You want to build your library of things that you can then own down the line and market, turn into not just movies and TV, but video games. And I mean, eventually I could see them going into video games. They might already be. I don't know, but if any of their subsidiaries do anything like that. But toys for stuff like that, for the kids shows and stuff like that. So driven by IP. Where did I leave off here? Yeah, and promised to help preserve MGM's heritage and catalog of films and to provide customers with a greater access to the existing works. Amazon will also empower MGM to continue to do what they do best, which is great storytelling. Bezos has since stepped away from day-to-day operations at Amazon, which is now run by CEO Andrew Jassy, former head of Amazon Web Services. We'll get the guy from Web Services to fix the damn app, I say. So we'll see. I'm excited to see where this goes. Their Lord of the Rings stuff doesn't fill me with a lot of excitement because their Lord of the Rings stuff is proving to be a kind of a disaster. But you can't bat 1,000 on everything. So hopefully that's the exception, not the rule. They also it mentions that they got their first Oscar nominations for anything they've made this year because for Being the Ricardos. From Aaron Sorkin, Nicole Kidman, Javier Bardem, and J.K. Simmons. So it'll be, it says, in September, the streamer will launch the first 5 planned seasons of The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Oh, the first of 5 planned seasons of Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. Well, nobody's actually looking forward to that, but we'll let that one slide. And then they also did this. They had like a town hall where they talk about what this has already happened. It's Amazon town hall scheduled for Friday, or it's going to happen. Amazon's Mike Hopkins presages upcoming Mesh and MGM COO updated. So they're just talking about that they're going to get together with the leaders of both companies and inform them as to how things are going so far. I'm sure that even if it is expanding, there's still some fear about your job if you're MGM.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
we shall see. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.